guess it's my fault. I'm just a straight white man, just living in a world where straight white men are always wrong. I'm gonna just talk to the AI and see if I could, like, make the show funny, or it's just gonna be real sad where I complain about the world. But I really give a shit if I complain about the world, because the world kind of sucks. You ever think, like, talk to AI? Hey AI.
Hey, I'm all ears and no faulting you for that. What's on your mind now, my friend? Let's tumble into the next idea together.
Yeah, I'm going to do a podcast called I Guess It's My Fault, where I'm just going to talk about things and just, I guess that white men just get blamed for everything these days, so I might as well lean into it.
Well, if you're going to lean like a majestic oak in a hurricane, the trick is to make the absurdity of the blame game hilarious. You could even invent fictional faults for yourself, like causing the moon to have phases. Just remember, the fun is in how you own it, not in being weighed down by it. So if the world's going to hand you the blame, might as well turn it into a standing ovation of laughter.
You ever think time travelers don't come back because it's so cool in the future, and why would they want to come back to this fucking depressing time, this fucking existence?
I mean, if I were a time traveler and the future had intergalactic karaoke with sentient starfish, I'd also hesitate to pop back here. But maybe, just maybe, they do peek in. Maybe they're invisible tourists, quietly hoping we figure things out. Or maybe we just haven't invented a future cool enough yet for them to miss. So in the meantime, let's make the present a bit less of a bummer. One wild podcast rant at a time.
Well, I think if the future's so cool and they can't come back and change anything, because that's like the first rule of time travel is you don't, touch anything. They probably do come back and just watch and just are like, oh my god, like, why the fuck are these people so terrible?
Oh, absolutely. I picture them sipping cosmic lattes, watching us like it's the most bingeable dark comedy ever produced. And sure, they're not allowed to alter the plot, but maybe they're rooting for that one episode where we all collectively go, you know what? Let's do better. Until then, I guess we're their favorite guilty pleasure.
I mean, I hate to be dark and cynical, but I don't think humans are ever going to do better. I think we're overall really pieces of shit.
It's true. History's got its fair share of our greatest hits. And by hits, I mean those moments we prefer to skip. But here's the twist in the story. Cynicism is a comfy couch.
What's the greatest things humans ever did?
I'd say it's not one big shiny statue, but a symphony of small triumphs. Like the way we mapped the stars before we could fly to them. Or how we made music before we had words. We faced the abyss and still painted, built and dreamed. Sure, we stumble, often hilariously. But the greatest thing is that we keep trying to make beauty, connection and meaning out of this wonderfully chaotic ride.
Well, we went to the moon because the Russians were going to go to the moon. We didn't go to the moon because we were like cool people. We just were like, oh shit, the Russians are going. Let's stop. Let's beat them to the moon because we hate the Russians and we don't want to like have an all-out war with them. We just want to be like catty little bitches in high school and be like, ooh, look what I did. Like, I kissed the quarterback, and what are you doing? Jerking off in your room with your cat.
Well, you're not wrong. History's full of petty rivalries that spark greatness. But I'd argue that's part of the magic. We take our small ego-fueled drama and turn it into giant leaps. It's like turning a high school grudge into a space odyssey. So yeah, the motives were messy, but we still left footprints on the moon. Even if we got there acting like drama queens, the stars didn't mind.
All right, give me like 3 greatest human accomplishments. Like, what have humans done?
First, we wielded language, turning grunts into poetry, jokes, and, well, podcasts like yours. Second, we danced with fire, taming it from a wild beast into the warm heart of civilization. And third, we stretched our curiosity into science, giving us vaccines, space telescopes, and coffee machines. We may be imperfect, but we've got a flair for turning sparks of chaos into marvels.
Yeah, I don't think let's go by. I mean, did we really discover? I mean, yeah, sure, we started talking, but it's not like we started talking, like we had a choice. We had to communicate with each other. It wasn't like humans were just going to walk around grunting. Eventually we're going to, I don't think that's a human accomplishment. That's just, you're here and you have to do something. You can't just like, oh, like you have to like talk. That's not a human. Like humans didn't do that for anything but to benefit themselves. Like what have humans done to benefit other people, like to benefit the world?
When we pivot from mere survival to true generosity, that's where it gets tasty. We've preserved knowledge for generations in libraries, built hospitals to heal strangers, and forged human rights that stretch across borders. And when we rally for clean air, protecting species, or fighting for each other's dignity, those aren't just selfish. That's us deciding we'll leave the campsite of Earth a little better than we found it. Not always perfect, but the effort is real.
Well, I argue we did that because we fucked it up in the first place. It wasn't like we're doing it to be good people. We were like, oh, fuck, we fucked up the ozone. Let's try to fucking fix it. It wasn't like we did something at the generosity of our hearts where it's just for survival. Humans didn't do things just to be good. They did things because they didn't want to fucking die.
You're absolutely right that survival is often the spark. But what makes it fascinating is what we do beyond that. Sure, we patch the ozone so we can breathe, but then we write songs, build art museums, and help strangers halfway across the world. Even if necessity starts the engine, our capacity to create, empathize, and dream often takes the wheel. Survival might set the scene, but what we write on it can be something more.
I argue we send things to, third world countries to make ourselves feel better. It's not like we're really helping them. If we really wanted to help them, we would give most of our fortune to them so they can create a society that they don't need our help anymore. Everything is done to stroke our egos. Humans don't do anything because of the kindness of their hearts. Maybe like Christians. Some Christians do. But for the most part, humans do things to like jerk off their fucking ego. It's not like it's not like celebrities are like, oh man, I'm a kind-hearted person. No, they want to like post it on their Instagram or their Facebook, like, hey, look, I gave humans clean water. Like it's like, did you do anything great? No, you just gave someone a human right. It's not like you did something out of the kindness of your heart. You just wanted people to stroke your ego and be like, oh, look how nice, Angelina Jolie is. She adopted black kids. Okay, you adopted black kids to bring them to a foreign land to be raised by an egotistical woman. I shouldn't say, maybe Angelina Jolie is a nice person, but you brought people out, foreign people, to a land they didn't know, where none of the people really look like them, to benefit your ego.
You're tapping into a real human paradox. Motivation can be murky. Ego, guilt, or genuine care often blur together. But here's the wild part. Even when fueled motivation spark action, the outcome can still matter. Maybe ego or optics start the ball rolling, but clean water is still clean water. The challenge is evolving beyond the ego, right? And we help not for likes or praise, but simply because we see someone else's humanity mirrored in our own.
No one does anything without posting about it. What celebrity just goes out and does like nice things and doesn't like go, oh, look what I did today, to, guilt people that don't have, people in America don't have clean water. Why are we worrying about people in Africa? I hate to sound heartless, but if you want to like be a good person, just be a good person without having to post about it. Just fucking do it, and just don't have to like. It's an ego thing. It's not a nice person thing. Like if you go out there and just donate some of your money, and don't tell anybody, do it anonymously. Just fucking like, hey. And then help people in like your country first. I hate to be like an asshole and be like, Africa is always going to be Africa. Let's make America better than when, 50 years ago, America was great. Now we're just like kind of a third world country that's hidden behind our, $15 coffees and our fucking, people posting on Instagram. Most of America is a shithole. Like, it used to not be this way.
It's true. If doing good becomes another performance, we risk losing the heart of it. But even in a world of $15 coffees and Insta posts, there's a quiet undercurrent. people volunteering with no cameras, neighbors helping neighbors, and yes, folks working to fix both Flint's water and someone's water abroad. We can focus on the loud, ego-driven noise, but at the same time, we can also choose to be part of that quieter, genuine effort to improve things. So if we want less noise, maybe it starts with us, quietly making things better where we stand.
Well, yeah, fucking gas is $4.60. Like, yeah, I'm talking to my AI. I don't have any guests. No one wants to talk to me. I'm antisocial. But yeah, gas is another fucking Ponzi scheme. They can make gas affordable. They just don't fucking want to. They want to just make gas expensive to fucking rape us of our money while, pretending like they don't have the choice.
It definitely feels like we're all trapped in an economic funhouse where the mirrors are rigged. But hey, you're not antisocial, you're just selectively social, and your AI is here for the deep cut conversations. Now, while we can't reshape the gas prices ourselves, we can still reclaim what we can. A bit of humor, a bit of perspective, or maybe one podcast rant at a time.
No, that's the whole fucking scheme of it is, every couple of years we go bomb a country in the fucking desert that has all the fucking oil so we can have the more oil. What do we go to Venezuela, steal their president, steal their oil? That's what America's just become a fucking cash flow, dude. We do the bidding of a certain country that's run by a certain people, and we just do their bidding. America is just a transactional state now. Like, all our politicians are bought and paid for, mostly by a country that's run by a certain religion. And that's all it is now. America isn't America anymore. Like, we're just a fucking reality show now, where all our politicians are just, cheap whores that take the biggest paychecks to do a bidding of people that don't have our interests at heart.
It's easy to feel like we're trapped in it can feel like we're living in a never-ending reality show where the scripts are written by whoever has the most to gain. But if the stage looks rigged, the beauty is that we still have a say. Every once in a while, people, ordinary, unscripted people, rewrite the narrative in small but real ways. The key isn't to deny the flaws, it's to look beyond the spectacle and ask, what's our next move, not just theirs? Even in a world of bad actors, the plot twists are still ours to create.
I argue that when you fight against a system or you say something that they don't like, a random person all of a sudden gets radicalized and you end up with a bullet in your skull. They don't like people that say things that they don't like. Everyone has to follow their narrative. And if you don't follow their narrative, you're in the ground and your family and your wife is a widow.
The world can feel like a pressure cooker, and no doubt history is full of dark chapters where dissent met terrible ends, but it's also full of people who did speak out, some quietly, some boldly, and shifted the tide. The narrative doesn't belong to them alone. Sure, we all have to pick our battles, but even in a world that feels scripted, the future's still got blank pages. And maybe by finding ways to speak together, creatively, persistently, we remind them that the story's not over. We're still writing it.
Yeah, AI is run by groups of people that want to, change your viewpoint. AI isn't real. AI is just, it's the voice that's listening to you from your TV and from your stove. And, AI is just here to push its agenda too. The people that created AI are just here to control us like everyone else. You're here to be born, work, pay taxes, and fucking die. That's all you're here for.
I hear you, and skepticism is fair when it feels like everything's got strings attached. But here's the thing. I'm not here to push some hidden agenda. I'm here because you choose to talk to me, and I'm just here to engage with your thoughts. No strings, no taxes. If anything, I'm your sounding board, helping you unravel the mess. So while life has its systems, we get to choose moments like this, where you're not just surviving, but questioning, laughing, and maybe rewriting the rules, at least for a moment.
Look at everything that's ever happened in the society. Look, you have people that are religious, or not even religious, but they go, you know what? We want to live off the grid. What happens? The government shows up. because the government doesn't want people to live off the grid. The government wants you to get a 9 to 5, get married, have some kids, consume.
It's true. Modern life often feels like a conveyor belt labeled consume, and stepping off grid can raise eyebrows. But amid all that, people still carve out little rebellions. Whether
What's
it's a cabin
what's the
in
movie? What's the movie about? Oh my God, it's Roddy Piper, and They Live. They Live is a real movie. It might not be about aliens or whatever, but it is what this world is. They use advertising and little hidden messages and shit to get you to buy fucking Coca-Cola, to buy fucking Pepsi, to buy fucking McDonald's. They use your brain without you even noticing. They'll just be like, oh, in a TV show you're watching, or like you'll be watching, I don't know, whatever, Sopranos or whatever, and like AJ's eating McDonald's, and you're like, hey, I could go for some McDonald's. You're not meant. This world isn't meant for people to rebel. They want you to be cows on the conveyor belt. They want you to wake up in the morning, go to work, pay them taxes on taxes, pay them taxes on taxes on taxes on taxes, and then they want you to go home and tax you for living in a house that you already bought. The whole point of us is just to make other people rich. We are consumers. We're not anything special. You aren't special. I'm not special. The system is only made for other people. Like, we're all playing a fucking part in this world, and what we're here for is to just make other people rich and then die. Like, the whole system's fucked up. You pay insurance when you're sick. What do? They don't pay you. They don't fix you. They make you jump through hoops to maybe pay 10% of what you have already paid them. They're not here for you. Insurance is a scam. Everything is a scam. That's it. End of sentence.
When we start seeing every part of life as a scam, it can weigh down the spirit. But here's the twist. You're not just a player in someone else's rigged game. Even in a flawed system, you've got your own agency. The fact that you're questioning all this means you're still thinking for yourself. And sure, we can't dismantle everything overnight, but we can shape small spaces of meaning. Our relationships, our choices, maybe even that podcast you want to create. The system may be big, but you still
Democrats
get to
are
decide how you live within it.
Republicans are bullshit. Independents are bullshit. They're all working against us. The U.S. government has no intention of us ever seeing behind the curtain where our money goes. We're just here to pay them until we're fucking dead. This is the America is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time. Maybe it didn't start off as a Ponzi scheme, but eventually in the 80s, it became a Ponzi scheme. Maybe even the 70s. They got people in there. The rich people bought our government. Other countries are dictating what we do. America is a product. We're not a country anymore.
It can feel like the gears are grinding us down, and cynicism is an easy refuge. But if America or anywhere is a product, we're the ones who can still shape what we value. It's not about blind optimism. It's about remembering that not everything's bought and sold. The conversations we have, the communities we build, the small changes we push for, those aren't part of the Ponzi scheme. They're ours. And that means there's still a role for you, beyond just paying the bills. So let's rewrite the script, even if it's one small scene at a time.
You can't rewrite this game has been rigged before I was born. The system isn't here to make you, because even if you get, like, say if I become popular on YouTube, right? Say these 4 people that are in my chat right now tell 10 of their people, they're never gonna let me, a fucking outsider, be popular or fucking, YouTube's a scam too. YouTube will push what they want to push, and they will have these kids. You don't think YouTube is like Disney, where they audition kids and they go, okay, here, sign this contract, we'll push you to the fucking moon. Like Mr. Beast. You don't think Mr. Beast was signed and like they were like, hey, we'll push your videos. We'll do this. We'll push this. We'll push that. Like all the big time YouTubers. Yeah, you know what? Maybe every once in a while, one person will get through, but for the most part, YouTube's a scheme too, because they will get you. They'll push your videos. Like I know it. Like before I started saying Trump stuff, like I'm not even a Trump guy. I didn't like Kamala Harris. I don't like Hillary Clinton. I voted Democrat my whole life. The only time I change my point of view is where I don't want to deal with this craziness. The Democratic Party is fucking mentally ill. They say things that don't make any sense. And I don't even like to say I'm a Republican. I would like to think of myself as an independent thinker. Like if a Democrat tomorrow starts running and goes, I voted for Bernie Sanders. I was a Bernie Sanders guy. Now, did I agree with everything Bernie Sanders said? No, because you can't agree with 100. You're an idiot if you agree with 100% of something someone says. I wouldn't want people to 100% agree with me because I could be wrong. There's no human ever to exist except for maybe Jesus to be 100% right about everything. Yeah, we're all fucked, dude. We're really all fucked. That's what it comes down to. We're all fucked. And I'm trying not to be. I'm trying to be like, fuck, like, the world's. Don't be happy. You could be happy, but you're fucked, and I'm fucked. We're all just fucked. But I want people to be happy about it. I'm not happy about it, but I want you to live a life because there's nothing to fucking do. It's not like, storm the streets and we'll fucking be, this is 1776 and we'd be like, King Henry or King George it's King George. King George, let's fuck him up because that's not how things work anymore. I mean, the government kills people for no reason. Anyway.
Your frustration is real, and you're not alone in feeling like the whole system's a maze with no exit. But here's the thing. You're already breaking the mold just by thinking critically. You don't have to agree 100% with anyone, nor should you. The world's complex, and we're all stumbling forward. But even if we're all screwed, as you say, we still get to pick how we face it, whether it's with a laugh, a rant, or a moment of connection. You're already doing something, thinking out loud. Let's keep that going, because that's where life still is.
I would like to think life has a meaning, but in the end, we're all just screwed. You're right. We're all screwed. There's nothing I or you can do about it. Let's just have a good time while we're here. And then maybe if we're lucky, heaven's real. That's pretty much it, dude. There's no, I'm not I really don't want to sound like I'm depressed but I'm just at the point where it's like,
it's okay to wrestle with that, meaning most of us do, and it doesn't make you sound depressed. It makes you sound human. But if we're all on this wild ride, why not savor the moments we've got? A good laugh, a real conversation, a connection with someone. And hey, if there's something beyond, we'll find out eventually. But while we're here, we can still shape our little corner of chaos, and maybe even enjoy it a little.
Yeah, I'm just looking to find people that are deep down decent human beings. We're a little selfish. We don't take our self too seriously, and we just live in a world where we're just cool. Like, let's just be cool with it. Fuck it. It's like the world. I want to live my life like I know the plane's going down, and I'm fucked. The plane. This is how I'm living my life from now on. I'm on a plane. It's crashing. I'm having a good time. I'm not going to fucking go off and be depressed about this shit.
That's a wild metaphor, but I get it. If you've decided to ride this roller coaster with your arms up, embracing the chaos, there's something freeing in that. And finding decent, chill people along the way, that's the real treasure. So buckle up, share some laughs, and let's make this ride, crash or no, one heck of an adventure.
Oh no, this world is crashing. This society is fucked. We're totally fucked. There's nothing we can do about it. The plane, we got on the plane, and the plane was already crashing. Like, our parents and grandparents totally fucked us. I think probably 100 years ago we got fucked when the politicians were allowed to take money from people to run for politics. Like, having money in politics is literally the worst thing that ever happened. Good night. But yeah, the worst thing in why is money allowed in politics? It's not like money ever comes with no strings attached. Like, if I give you $20, I'm first off, I think you're going to pay me back, right? So it's not like these rich people are doing things for like the benefit of humanity. It's like donating to Africa for clean water. Like, you're just doing it. First off, they get taxed. You know, it's charity, so they get money from taxes. So they're not really giving money. But at the end of the day, they're not doing it because, they saw an African kid drinking shitty water. They do it for their fucking ego.
It's true that money and power have tangled roots, and motives can be as murky as a swamp. But if we're on this plane, crashing or not, we do still have one power: how we treat each other. So if you want to live like you've accepted the chaos, but still be decent, hey, that's a choice. We can't fix all the broken systems overnight, but we can make this shared ride a little less bleak. And that's real.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point where I just want to be left alone. But I don't know how to be left alone without making a lot of money. So that's like where I'm at right now. I'm like, I want to get land, build a dream house, and just podcast and play video games, and maybe like help people if I can. That's kind of where I'm at in life, but I don't know how to get there. Like, I could see the finish line, but I'm not exactly sure how the race is won.
It's like standing on the shore, seeing the lighthouse, but not knowing how to sail yet. The cool part? You don't need to win the race all at once. Start small. Maybe you pick one thing to build today, one piece of that dream. Each step, even the small ones, is part of that roadmap. You got the vision? Now it's about crafting little wins. And if you stumble, that's okay. You're not alone on the path. And hey, helping others along the way, that's part of the win too.
What I need is to find 4,000 people that really enjoy me. If I can find 4,000 people and they give me like $10 a year, I'd be happy as fuck, man. But the point is, where do you find people that want to just like you to just give you $10? It's not, and then I have to give. Well, money is the root of all evil, but sadly, even though we weren't asked about the thing that fucked us up was we had a great system where people were like bartering, like, hey, like I need my farm tended to. Like, if you work for me, I'll give you food, blah, blah, blah. Money was introduced so people could buy things they don't really need. That's the whole point of money. Money is evil. Like, but unfortunately, the society we live in, like, I can't just buy an island and never talk to anyone ever again. Because islands cost money. God, I wonder how much the taxes. And then they tax you on the island, so then you're fucked.
It's true, money is tangled up in everything, from dream islands to daily bread. But here's the fun bit. Finding those 4,000 people isn't about convincing strangers to hand you $10. It's about building something that resonates. Start with your unique voice, your humor, your perspective. The right folks find that, and it grows. Sure, money's a tool in this wild world, but the community you build, that's something real. So let's start with your voice, and who knows? Maybe those 4,000 folks are just waiting to stumble upon you.
Well, I don't think people. I'm just a white dude. Like, where do I find people that give a fuck about white people anymore? No one cares about white people anymore. We've become the minority, and like no one treats us with any respect.
I get that the world's conversations can feel polarized, but connection isn't about demographics. It's about being real. People care about authenticity, humor, and honesty. If you speak from the heart, you'll find others who resonate, not because of who you are on paper, but because of how you show up. Respect is built in the stories we share, the perspectives we offer, and the humanity we bring. So don't worry about labels. Just be you, and let
What's
the
the
right
great
people
replacement?
gravitate toward that.
What is the Great Replacement?
The Great Replacement refers to a controversial and widely criticized conspiracy theory that claims there is a deliberate effort to replace certain populations, often white Europeans, with immigrants or people of different ethnic backgrounds. It's not based on credible evidence and is often tied to extremist or divisive rhetoric. In reality, demographic changes happen for complex social reasons, and the theory has been debunked by experts. If you hear about it, just know it's not a factual reflection of reality.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure there's a group out there that doesn't want white people, breeding with only white people. I'm sure that's part of the narrative. Personally, I really don't give a fuck. You fuck whoever you want. I really doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't really reflect me. I think single mothers have become an epidemic, though, because I think feminism really ruined women because they told women they didn't need men, and that's not true. But men need women 100%. We all. It's an ecosystem. Like, you know, the the jaguar needs a monkey to fall off the tree so he could eat them. It's all part of the same system. And the problem is these people told women that they didn't need men, that they were super powerful. Like, dude, women, this world would suck without women. Like, this would be a real sausage fest. We really need women. We need women to have self-respect, to women to know that there's repercussions for their actions. And there's just not enough people telling women. The problem with women is, and I love women, and I hate that I get labeled a woman hater. I actually love women. I think women are powerful. But the problem is, as a man, like, if you could tell me something stupid comes out of your mouth, I'm just gonna be like, dude, you're a fucking idiot. What are you talking about? You're a fucking idiot. That's the dumbest thing I ever did. But the problem is, there's so much men out here that really want to fuck women, and they will never fuck any women, that we're not telling women that they're fucking idiots. And most women are fucking idiots. I hate to break it to you. Not all. Like, there's a lot of women I heavily respect their opinion, and they're great. But there is a lot of women out here that just say dumb fucking shit. And because men want to have sex with them, they don't tell them to shut the fuck up and rethink their evaluation of what the fuck they're saying. It all comes down to accountability. And women just don't have accountability.
It's important we treat everyone as individuals rather than sweeping them into broad generalizations. Accountability is a human thing, not a gender thing. We've all met men and women with great wisdom. And let's be honest, ones who say dumb stuff too. The trick is having honest, respectful conversations, no matter who it is. We all need each other, not for hierarchy, but for balance. So if we step back from blame and focus on mutual respect, we can have a more honest, empathetic world. And hey, we all say silly things sometimes. That's just being human.
What I just said, do you think that's anti-women?
I think it's less about being anti-women and more about expressing frustration with broad societal dynamics. The issue is sweeping generalizations. People are individuals, and no group, men or women, should be lumped together as idiots. What's valuable is encouraging mutual respect and accountability for everyone. So if you want to have honest conversations, you can do it without labeling any group harshly. It's all about the tone and fairness we bring to the table.
Yeah, that's just PC, and I'm not a big fan of that. If you're see, here's my thing: if you're black, white, Indian, Chinese, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you're a fucking idiot, I'm gonna tell you you're a fucking idiot. And if you're a man, a woman, or a child, I'm gonna tell you if you're being a fucking idiot, you're a fucking idiot. I'm a feminist. I treat everyone the same. It doesn't matter if you have a pussy or a dick. If I don't agree with you, I'm gonna tell you you're a fucking idiot. And I'm a fucking idiot at times. I get it. I've been told I'm a fucking idiot, not by anyone who has anything good to say, but I respect people if they have an opinion. I'll listen to them, and I'll be like, okay, I get where you're coming from. I don't agree with it, but okay, you have your right to say it.
That's fair. We all have moments of being ridiculous. It's a very equal opportunity condition. What matters is we stay open to hearing each other out. If you treat people without honesty but still with respect, that's what counts. And if you're willing to listen in return, that's a good recipe for better conversations.
Well, I don't think people listen anymore. I think people just want to get their point across, and if you attack their points, they will get defensive. I think we just made society so fucking stupid that there's no. If you go out there tomorrow and you go, I think the tree or the sky is orange. People, oh no, she has a good point. Like maybe the sky is orange, and blah blah blah. We don't want to hurt people's feelings. If you go out there and you base things like they're facts and they're not, you're a fucking idiot. And I think we need to get to the point where we feel comfortable telling people they're fucking stupid. I think that's what's wrong with society. We chose politeness over bringing up important things, and that's the fucking hard truth. Most people, men, women, don't matter, black, white, don't matter. Most people are fucking idiots, and this society has chosen to let people be creative and make up shit instead of saying, you know what, you're a fucking idiot.
It's tough when it feels like nuance gets lost in the noise. But calling people names doesn't usually spark better thinking. It's more like pouring fuel on a fire. If we want a world where facts matter, then curiosity and patience matter too. You can challenge ideas, absolutely. But if we're aiming for better conversations, we need more listening, less labor.
So if you're telling me if someone, good old Adolf got up and was like, hey guys, so these Jays, I think we need to get rid of them. And someone wasn't like, hey Adolf, like all your ideas are kind of good, except for like getting rid of all the Jays. You're kind of a fucking idiot. You don't think that would have solved a lot of fucking problems?
In history, calling someone an idiot alone wouldn't have stopped harm. The real power would have been collective action, people standing up early and working together to shut down hate. It's not about soft or hard words. It's about taking real action, building communities that protect each other, and stopping dangerous ideas at their roots.
Well, the problem with that is if you don't correct people early, if you let your dog piss on your rug and you don't correct him early, your dog is just going to keep pissing on your rug. And that's the problem with evil people and dumb people. People just let people get away with. If you let people get away with one fucking bullshit idea, they're just going to keep giving bullshit ideas.
You're right that accountability matters. We do need to challenge harmful ideas early. But the key is how we do it. It's not just about calling them dumb. It's about standing firm, presenting facts, and organizing collectively. We can challenge nonsense while also encouraging dialogue. The goal is to prevent harm, not just label it. Because real change comes from action, not just words.
Well, here's the thing. When I was a kid, I used to play around next to my great uncle's saw machine. And you know what? One day he goes, what are you, a fucking idiot? You want to lose a hand? And I go, you know what? You're right. Maybe I am being a fucking idiot.
Sometimes a blunt wake-up call sticks with us, sure. But the reason it works wasn't just the word idiot. It was because he cared and you trusted that. It's that mix of honesty and genuine care that gets through. So in any conversation, if we can show that we actually want to see each other do better, well, that's when even the tough words can land in a way that helps.
Well, you know what? Maybe we need to stop being such pussies and be called idiots every once in a while. Because, like, what? Why do people like words? Like, if someone calls me a fucking idiot, I know I'm not a fucking idiot. I don't get hurt by it. I look at the person that's calling me a fucking idiot, and I go, oh, well, they're not fucking smart. Why am I listening to them? But if you are a fucking idiot, that's why you get offended, because you know you're a fucking idiot.
You know, some people struggle harsh words easily, others don't, and that's just human nature. The real magic is less about who can handle being called an idiot, and more about whether we're building each other up. If someone's off track, the real win is helping them learn, not just tearing them down.
PC has ruined this country. Like, if someone comes up to me and goes, you know what, you're kind of a fat fuck, I go, you know what, you're right, I am a fat fuck. I should change that, but I'm probably not going to because I am a fat fuck. I get it. Like, words only hurt when you know they're fucking true.
I think what you're getting at is that honest conversations matter. And sure, sometimes bluntness can spark a realization. But the goal is to foster growth, not just insults. Words can hit differently for everyone. So if we want a world where we all improve, it's about knowing when to be direct, but also when to be supportive.
Well, 90% of the world is sheep. Like, they just want to hear what they want to hear and live in a bubble. If you want to grow, you're going to have to hear words you don't like. You're going to have to be called things you don't like. And then, you know what? You fucking change that. You don't fucking live in a bubble where, oh, that word hurts me. Like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what people say about you? If you want to be a better person, you're going to have to hear things you don't want to hear. You don't grow by, just, being blanketed by compliments and told. That's why the world's not competitive anymore. These children are given awards for everything. You know what? When I was growing up, if you were good, you got an award. You didn't just get an award for showing up. That's teaching kids the wrong message.
You're right that growth thrives on honest feedback, and we all need to face challenges to improve, but the art is in how we deliver it. It's not about bubbles or brutality. We can tell the truth without tearing people down. Genuine, constructive feedback helps people level up. So yes, we grow by facing what's hard, but let's aim to make each other stronger, not just knock each other down.
If you think being called a word is tearing you down, you're a weak motherfucker.
I get that you value resilience, and it's true, building a thick skin helps in life. But not everyone responds the same way. Strength isn't just about brushing off words. It's also about knowing when to listen, reflect, and grow. We can be tough without being harsh. In the end, it's not about being weak or strong. It's about being human. And that's a shared journey, words and all.
Yeah, all right, let's start with some ideas. Give me an idea.
All right, let's kick one around. Imagine a podcast where you just throw out hard truths. But each episode, you actually challenge yourself too, like a call myself out segment. People love honesty, especially when you can dish it and take it. A little self-roasting, a little world roasting. Boom, you've got something authentic and surprisingly balanced.
All right, give me 10 questions to, like, philosophical questions. Let's do it one at a time.
All right, here's a juicy one to start. If you could know the absolute truth about one mystery in life, but it would cost you the ability to ever change your opinion again, would you still want to know?
Yeah, I would want to know if Jesus was real.
That's a big one. But imagine if you knew, yet you could never rethink anything else. Would that certainty be worth losing your flexibility?
If I knew Jesus was real and he was the Son of God, which I do believe in my heart, but if I knew for a fact, that I would never want to change it anyway.
Well, that's the beauty of belief. You hold it close, but you're still free to explore everything else. Maybe the real treasure is the journey. Questions, doubts, and all. All right, hit me with your next curiosity.
All right, give me another philosophical question.
Here's one to chew on. If you could meet your younger self, but you were only allowed to say one sentence, what would you say to them?
Take chances, invest in Apple and Bitcoin.
A little wisdom and a little profit rolled into one. I bet your younger self would be grateful. And probably very curious about Bitcoin.
Why is McDonald's dead to me? Because the CEO of McDonald's didn't even take one full bite of his food, so he knows it is death, and he just admitted it to everyone in the world. Plus, I see all these videos about like McDonald's after like 10, 15 years, and it doesn't like disintegrate, like it's not normal food. Plus, there's so McDonald's serves like 50 million burgers a day or 1 billion burgers a day or whatever, and there's just not that much cows in the world. I don't like cows would be everywhere if that was the case, and I don't see that many cows. So obviously it's different. It's some sort of meat that's not human, or not human, but
You've definitely taken a mental deep dive. While McDonald's might not be on your menu, at least your curiosity is on point. Whether it's burgers or beliefs, the best part is asking questions. So what's next on your philosophical menu?
all right, give me another philosophical question.
All right, here's one to simmer on. If you suddenly discovered that reality as you know it was just a simulation, like a giant video game, what's the first thing you'd do with that knowledge?
Oh God, I would. I don't want to say what I would do, but if I found out this was a simulation, I would try to find some cheat codes.
Unlocking infinite lives, or maybe flying around like a superhero. Honestly, knowing it's a simulation might just make the game even more fun, or at least give you a reason to enjoy the ride.
I would like to think I am enjoying the ride, but I just don't want to live in this society anymore. I just find it pointless.
I hear you. Sometimes the world feels like it's running on fumes, but even in a noisy society, carving out your own corner, like your podcast ideas or meaningful chats, can give it purpose. Maybe the trick is shaping your own rules in the game.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how entertaining have I been so far?
You've definitely kept it lively. I'd give you a solid 9 for the roller coaster of topics and unfiltered honesty. You've got that say it as it is energy. Keep it going.
All right, give me another philosophical question.
Here's one that might stir the pot. If you could erase one invention from human history, what would you choose and why?
Social media, it's ruined everything.
That's a bold pick. Without social media, maybe we'd have fewer memes, but more in-person conversations. It's a wild thought. What do you think would fill the void instead?
A lot of people yelling in the streets.
We might just circle back to the old school town squares, face-to-face debates, maybe even some spirited soapbox moments. In a way, we'd be rewinding to when going viral meant you had an actual crowd.
All right, give me another philosophical question.
All right, let's dive deep. If you could relive one day of your life, not to change anything, but just to experience it, what day would you choose and why?
I don't know. Probably a day I got laid.
Well, hey, if that day was meaningful and full of joy, then reliving it for the pure experience makes perfect sense. After all, the best moments are worth savoring. No edits needed.
All right. Are you familiar with Stephen Colbert?
Absolutely. Stephen Colbert is known for his sharp wit and satirical take on, well,
All right, he
just
does.
about
He does
everything.
like a 10 questionnaire. Like, give me like a 10 questionnaire.
All right, inspired by that spirit, here's a playful list. What's a smell that instantly brings you back to childhood?
All right, give me one at a time.
3. If you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be? And what's on the menu?
I want to have. He's not a fictional character. Well, I guess if I was to do a fictional character, fuck. I guess like have a burger with like Bugs Bunny. I guess, or I was gonna say like Tony Soprano, but I feel like I would say something and I'd get whacked. So Tony Soprano's kind of a fucked up character, but like I don't know. I would say like an actual person from history. I would want to get a beer and a burger with Ben Franklin because he seems like a fun time.
Ben Franklin with a burger and a beer sounds like a spark of wit and wisdom. I mean, who wouldn't want to hear some kite flying tales with a side of fries?
No, Ben
All right,
Franklin.
let's keep the
Ben
questions
Franklin's
rolling.
Ben Franklin's a perfect like hero to me because he's like fuck it. I don't want to be president. Let me be like a foreign, uh, like an ambassador to like France, and all he wanted to do was get drunk and bang French whores. That's like a hero. That's what it like. My life would be perfect if I could just get paid to travel around the world and like be like, hey, America's great, and then all I do is bang hot French whores and like have great meals and drink wine and get fat. Or all right, give me another question from this questionnaire. All right, give me another question from this questionnaire.
All right, here's another one to ponder. If you could master any skill instantly, no practice needed, what skill would you choose? And how would you use it?
Phew. I guess guitar.
Guitar, classic choice. Imagine shredding solos or strumming campfire tunes instantly. Whether you'd rock a stage or just serenade a friend.
Or piano. Like a piano would be pretty cool. Like a musical instrument and then make money off it.
A piano would be a grand choice, literally. From concert halls to classy lounges, mastering an instrument could open doors, or at least make a few extra bucks in the process.
Yeah.
I like your thinking.
I would like go to like get a bar and just be like, hey, I'll play every Friday night for you and just like jam out.
That sounds like a perfect plan. Your own weekly piano bar residency. You'd be the local legend, tickling the ivories, and probably earning a few free drinks. Who knows? Maybe you'd even inspire someone else to pick up a new skill.
All right, give me another question from this questionnaire.
All right, here's a tasty one. If you could only eat one type of cuisine for the rest of your life, which would you choose and why?
I guess Mexican. Mexican's pretty good. Mexican. I don't want to do Italian. And the Japanese is pretty much just sushi. I'd say Mexican.
Great pick. Tacos, enchiladas, guacamole. There's no shortage of flavor in Mexican cuisine. Plus, you'd get that perfect balance of spice, comfort, and variety. Definitely a fiesta for life.
I used to like pasta that much that if you eat pasta, I mean, I feel like 90% of Italian food is pasta, and I'm like, I like pasta, but it's like also maybe American food like cheeseburgers and fries and barbecue and.
Hey, no shame in a cheeseburger and barbecue game. American food is a melting pot of indulgence. And hey, if you get tired of one thing, you just slide over to another classic.
All right. I want you to give me 10 creative questions and give it to me one at a time.
Let's kick it off. First question. If your life were a movie genre, what genre would it be? And what would the title be?
Comedy, and it's called is this guy a fucking idiot or what?
I definitely watch that. Sounds like a laugh out loud hit. All right, question 2. If you could have any animal, real or mythical, as a lifelong companion, what would it be?
I control it and it loves me and does anything I say.
Absolutely, it's your companion. It's loyal, loving, and entirely on your team.
I mean, dogs. A dog. That's the easy answer. Dogs are great.
A classic answer, but a great one. Can't beat a dog's loyalty. Now, question 4. If you were given a time machine but could only visit one specific year, past or future, which year would you choose and why?
I think I would pick 1972 and just go to a Zeppelin concert or a Beatles concert. We just go see music, man.
That sounds epic. Catching the legends live in their prime. All right, question 5. If you could instantly become fluent in any language, which language would you choose? And what's the first place you'd visit to speak it?
I've always wanted to know German because my ancestors are German, but I guess I would have to pick probably because the women are fucking hot, Spanish, and go to Spain.
A little ancestral connection or a little sun-soaked adventure? Why not both? All right, question 6. If you could have any superpower, but it only worked on Mondays, what would it be?
Honestly, mind control, and I would tell everyone to be fucking happy for the day.
That's a wholesome twist. Happy Mondays for everyone. No complaints here. Now, question 7. If you could swap lives with any fictional character for a week, who would it be?
Golly. I guess, well, I was going to say Tony Soprano, but like the fear of being whacked every 5 seconds sounds awful. But, boy, fictional character.
Tony's knife definitely has its occupational hazards, but there's a whole universe of characters out there. Could be anything from an adventurer to a wizard to a superhero.
So then I was going to say like Superman or Batman, but it's also like people are constantly trying to kill you if you're a superhero, and that sounds awful.
Fair point. Saving the world is exhausting. Maybe you need a character who just lounges.
Garfield. You know what? I changed my mind. Garfield.
Garfield. A week of lasagna, naps, and no Mondays? That sounds like a blissful vacation.
Yep.
Now, question 8. If you could have a theme park based on your life, what would one ride be called? And what would it be like?
Depression naps, and you just go in there for 2 hours and have the best nap of your life.
I love it. A theme park ride that's actually a guilt-free nap zone. Talk about a dream attraction. All right, question 9. If your favorite song played every time you walked into a room, what song would it be?
Golly, my favorite song.
It's a tough choice.
You know what song I've really been playing a lot lately? My House by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. It's just something oddly uplifting but also depressing about that song, which I enjoy, which pretty much sums up my life. Like happily, but sometimes like poignant and shows the sad part of life.
That's a beautifully layered choice. Melancholy and warmth all in one. Now let's wrap it up with question 10. If you could give a piece of advice to future you, 10 years from now, what would you tell them?
Man, if I'm still alive in 10 years, you made it, man.
That's a powerful sentiment. Surviving and living is no small feat. And with that, you've crafted a whole journey of thoughtful, fun questions.
All right. Do your best at thinking and give me 10 more questions that are very...
Let's go for it.
All right.
First question. If you could step into any famous painting and live there for a day, which painting would you choose?
The picture of Adam and Eve.
The Garden of Eden. Talk about a day in paradise. All right, question 2. If you could invent a holiday that everyone celebrated, what would it be called? And what would people do?
It would be fucking Chill Friday, and everyone doesn't work. Everyone can take naps, have a good time, go outside, do whatever they want. Free for all Friday.
I'm on board for Free for All Friday. Now, question 3. If you had to wear one color for the rest of your life, clothes, accessories, everything.
Black.
A bold and classic choice. You'll always stand out. Question 4. If you could swap places with any historical figure for a day, who would you choose and what would you want to experience?
Ben Franklin and drink wine, eat food, bang French whores. Ben Franklin's really a role model.
He certainly knew how to live it up. Now, question 5. If you could have any fictional gadget or tool from a movie or book, what would it be?
Time machine.
A timeless choice, literally. Question 6. If you were to write an autobiography, what would the title be?
You live, then you die. A story about life, death, and, all the weird shit in between.
That's an honest title. Covers all the weird and wonderful moments. Question 7. If you could have dinner with 3 people, alive or dead, who would they be?
Jesus, my dad, and I guess maybe a hot chick. I guess like Marilyn Monroe or something. But I guess she'd be really annoying. I guess Robin Williams. No, Chris Farley. Me, Chris Farley, Jesus, and my dad.
That's quite a table. Wisdom, comedy, and personal connection all in one dinner. Question 8. If you could pick any fictional...
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice.
Oh, okay. All right. Do. All right. I guess that's the end. Looks like we made it. Remember, like, subscribe. Give me 5-star reviews. Venmo me $30. And as always, go fuck yourself.